Cory Joseph joins us now. Before we get into more hard-hitting topics, let's talk about the hairdo. Is that here to stay?
I'll probably take it out.
Why? Looks good.
It's tough to maintain sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Looks good, though.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Not too long after the season ended, you let this franchise know right away that you were opting back in, which is pretty rare. Most guys take till the very last day to do that. Why did you do that, and what was the benefit of it?
Well, I think we have a good thing going here. And, you know, I already knew I wanted to come back and be a part of this, organization this year. And I think, obviously the way last year ended, we obviously didn't want it to end like that, but we've seen the improvements throughout the year, so I just wanted to keep improving.
I find that interesting because when you started, you played for an organization that might be the best in the game. So you have a frame of reference when you're talking about the quality and the caliber. Do you see any similarities between not just the organization, but the way the players interact, the way the culture is here, between this and San Antonio, and is that a factor in terms of why you stayed?
Yeah, for sure. I know how tight you got to be as a group, as a unit, moving forward, especially, all the amount of games we play. I know how tight you have to be to excel and, to meet your goals. And I think that's something we have here. I think chemistry was great last year. We have, most of our guys back. So, I feel like it will only get better.
What's it like being a player and watching free agency unfold and watching the Pacers bring in Tyreek and Doug and what, at least on paper, appears to be a pretty formidable second unit now?
I was excited. Obviously, playing against those guys. Doug, when I was with the Raptors, he killed us for a lot of years. I was doing good. Obviously he's a three-point shooter, cuts off the ball. Tyreek, obviously, we know what he could do with the ball. So, and Kyle, we know how big he is, blocked some of my shots when I was, playing with him this summer. So I was really excited, just watching and seeing the moves that they made, and I think we all were.
This is something I think we touched on last year on Media Day, but I want to get to it again because I think a lot of our fans and a lot of fans in the U.S. aren't aware of this. How rapidly improving Canadian basketball is, to the point where you can compete now with virtually any other country in the world. And we all know that Canada is a country that for years and years and decades was a hockey country. How did basketball become so prominent?
I think just, a couple of us players, we went down south. And, we had talent for a long time. The guys before us, very talented, Denham Brown, obviously everybody knows Steve Nash, Jamal McGraw, all those guys. But, I think it just started opening more gates towards, exposure. The exposure gates started opening up. Me and Tristan went down south. We did a little differently. We played in the McDonald's game. Then we made it to the NBA. Kids see that, And now it got to a point where you don't even need to come down south to get noticed now. And you could just stay in Canada, get noticed, and still make it to the NBA. And I think that all the kids know that, and the programs and everything, everybody thought the whole of Canada knows that, so they're just building more, programs, more training facilities, and it's just getting huge.
Last year, you guys have a successful year by just about any standard. You go to Game 7 of the first round, but that said, you guys clearly felt like you could have and should have won the series. Does that game still leave a sour taste in your mouth? Do you still feel the effects of that? Does it drive you?
It definitely drives me. But, I mean, you can't go back in the past and change the score. You just got to get better from it. That's Kyle Quinn with his big mouth, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, it drives us for sure. I think we're all going to have that in the back of our minds going forward, but at the same time, just work. We can't skip steps.
All right, Cory Joseph, appreciate you joining us here.
Thank you, guys. All my Facebook fans out there. We love you guys over here at the Pacers. Let's get it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.